Welcome teams, mentors, and students to This Is How We Robot. I'm Coach John Burdett.
And I'm Student Captain Emma Kirschbaum.
And in this episode, we're going to be highlighting our purpose of outreach and the many different ways this can be done using your competition robot and otherwise. Now that the season's over, what do we do? But before we begin, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss another episode. And then leave a comment below with your team name and number so we know who's tuning in.
Whether you're a rookie team having just completed your first year in FRC or a second or third year team looking to expand, outreach can have multiple ways to impact not only your school and community, but your team members as well. We're not going to focus on the non-technical outreach opportunities such as volunteering at a local food drive or other such activities, as those are not specific to FIRST. Those are great ideas, and we hope you help with those types of events just as we do here. But in this video, we want to address how to use your competition robot or beyond to help generate attention at outreach events. So let's get out in the community because this is how we robot.
Let's first get after why we are bringing up the concept of outreach on behalf of FIRST Robotics. The competition season is now over, so breathe. You gained some skills, learned of the organization, and hopefully now yearn for the inspirational rush of competing in the greatest sport on earth. But what do we do now? One of the most challenging aspects of FIRST is how there are no words which will accurately describe the experience of a FIRST event. With that, we are not going to try to recreate the incredible environment of 40, 65, or even the 400 plus teams all competing in the realm of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. We just will not do that justice. Instead, we're going to find ways to inspire others using our finished products.
We find that even without the primary goals of the events, shooting balls is always a crowd pleaser. Intake and shooting mechanisms will catch the eye of passers-by even if there is no primary target. Make your own game. Play catch with the robot. Outreach is all about engaging with your community, whether that be with your school, or organization's direct population, or the people at large. This is not about directly teaching skills such as mechanics or programming, but instead trying to ignite the fire within them to pursue their interests.
Our goal with outreach is to help bring FIRST to communities and populations which otherwise would not even know of these opportunities. If your community has a mall, go to the mall. If your community has a fair, go to the fair. If your community has a zoo, go to the zoo. Go where the people are, and they will be amazed by even just a driving robot. And these events also give your returning members great practice in speaking on behalf of the program. As our students will be presenting our program to current or potential new sponsors, this outreach is a good chance for them to try out speaking to the public about our program. Keeping the conversation short and to the point, inspiring others to join in by just a single elevator pitch.
We even adapted one of our competition robots for an event unique to our hometown. Here in Battle Creek, we have the honor of holding the world's longest breakfast table thanks to being the home of Kellogg's and Post cereal. So we happened to build a robot that year with a long arm and an articulating wrist. We were then able to strap cereal boxes to the hand, so to speak, and serve cereal to the crowd. This was a great crowd pleaser as kids all flocked to the robot to get served cereal.
We also use outreach as an opportunity to learn new skills. During one of our off seasons, the students wanted to make a t-shirt cannon robot. This was our first ever non-FRC outreach robot. Doing so helped improve our skills in making machines, especially learning about pneumatics, and also created a great outreach robot in the process. After 3 years, the students wanted to do this again, but this time we were able to partner with a sponsor to learn about laser welding. This led to incredible insights in learning about technology, strengthening bonds with a sponsor, as well as upgrading the outreach robot from a single shot to a barrel of 10. We were very much inspired by the work of FRC Team 254, the Cheesy Poofs, and their t-shirt cannon robot Shockwave. Shout out to the Cheesy Poofs. Now, we use this robot, known as Heavy Metal, to bring STEM to our high school's fall football games, as well as the annual homecoming parade. We were able to use this as an outdoor event known locally as Spooky Science around Halloween. We shoot out candy and t-shirts to anyone around.
Alternatively, the students wanted to make a robot which hugs people. We took this opportunity to explore how to design and implement a Mecanum drivetrain. Hugbot was then taken to indoor events such as a book fair at our local mall and inside a large barn at our county fair. Recently, Hugbot was upgraded so we could then learn about implementing a swerve drive system. So outreach robots can keep the students engaged, present new opportunities to learn technology without the stress of build season, and connect your program with the community around you. Next, take pictures and write down some measurables. This is often a student's sole focus. Your program is doing great work by being out in the community and connecting with individuals. But 6 months from then, how will anyone know what you did? Just your word of mouth? Documentation is invaluable. When the judges come around at next year's event, what quantitative measures can you quote about your program's outreach?
This seems simple, but record the number of people who pass by, the number of people who interact in any way with the robot or the team. Maybe you have some flyers with information and you number them prior to. That way you can quickly know how many were passed out. We never do outreach for the awards. That is never the point. However, we want to be able to accurately describe our efforts to others, including the judges. So track the data while you're at outreach event, even if that seems tedious at the time. Finally, start some new teams. Expand your program to First Tech Challenge or the levels of First Lego League within your school or organization. This is long-term planning, but other sports have for decades done wonderful jobs at creating feeder programs to go from elementary through college and pro levels. Why not do the same thing, but for robotics competitions?
Our school district now has teams engaging students from kindergarten through their senior year of high school. This led to developing a feeder program where 60% of our current team consists of members who first joined our family of first teams at a lower level.
And spread first to others in your community. Help mentor new teams and find funding for them. We spoke in the sponsor video about how to accurately describe FIRST as the future high-tech workforce of the world. There is more than enough funding to go around for all teams to thrive.
In the long term, if you want to continue competing in FIRST, there must be competition to play with. So if your events are very far, then what is stopping you from reaching out to fellow mentors in the area to start new teams? Maybe you're the first in your county or your state or province or even your country. That is fantastic.
Now, go disseminate that knowledge just like we are to you. This competition is more fun when more people play and play at a higher level. We are looking forward each year to competing with and against you.
Wrapping up, outreach is a great aspect of running an FRC program, which gives your program the chance to explore new technologies without the crunch of a build season, as well as expand your program into the community at large. First, it's all about inspiring future problem solvers to pursue their interests in STEM fields, and your program can do just the same. Bring the competition robot and show off some cool tricks, even if just driving around. Expand first in your area and establish the community of teams to bring the competitions closer and drive a greater impact of FIRST in your area. Outreach is an important aspect of turning any team from a participant to a real competitor.
Thanks for watching and being with us here today. Remember to leave a comment with your team name and number so we know what robots to cheer for this season. And this episode brings us to the end of our journey here with you this year. We hope you learned some tips and tricks by watching us through your competition season. And we enjoyed hearing from all of you and knowing just how far-reaching this program became. And we want to thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to the future episodes where we get to show you this is how we robot.